Alright, viewer, you're probably looking at this video like, what is this guy going on about? What is this title? If you've played a lot of War Thunder, you probably agree with me. If you don't, that's fine, but this is just my personal take. After playing a lot of War Thunder and then going back to something like Battlefield 2042, especially playing the Portal mode, I find myself just not enjoying vehicles in Battlefield anymore. I feel like the way they handle vehicles is incredibly dated and just flat out ridiculous. It's kind of stupid that the jets still fly super slow in Battlefield. The skyboxes are tiny. It's kind of crazy that a game like War Thunder can exist that's free to play and it handles vehicles so much better than Battlefield, the newest Battlefield, does. I really feel like DICE should step the game up because this game here has completely changed how people view vehicles in video games. Especially someone that's played a lot of hours in this game, you find it very difficult to go to a game like Battlefield and say play the T90 and get yourself a 30-kilometer reverse speed, or your jet can just fly, like in Battlefield it'll fly like 500 miles an hour and you're in an Su-35 making 15G turns going super slow. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's incredibly dated and it just needs to change because War Thunder has seriously changed the meta when it comes to vehicles in games. And this doesn't just go for jets either. This goes for like the tanks and how they handle. You play Battlefield 5 and you find yourself in like a Tiger 1 and that thing is driving like it's a freaking Abrams, man. Like, it's just going Mach 1 down the road and the turret turns super fast. And I get that Battlefield is a more arcadey game. And I'm not even saying that War Thunder is a realistic game. I'm just saying that as far as how games nowadays handle vehicles, War Thunder really sets the precedent. It even got rid of the health bars. It shows the X-ray system, which honestly I think a system similar to that could easily be implemented into Battlefield if they actually tried. And if you're someone that doesn't really play War Thunder and you don't really know what I'm talking about, War Thunder doesn't have any health bars on their vehicles. Instead, it opts for a X-ray system. Depending on where you hit on the vehicle and the bullet or slash round you're using, it'll be calculated how far in the vehicle it penetrates, how much damage it does, who in the tank dies, crew-wise. It's pretty sophisticated. Like I said, I'm not saying it's the most realistic, but it's definitely a step up from health bar tanks like we have in Battlefield. And after you play like a lot of War Thunder, and then you switch to 2042 and it's taking like 6 tank shots to kill a tank from the side, you're kind of like, dude, like, I can't do this anymore. It just really takes the fun out of it. And maybe it's a specific playstyle, like my playstyle I have. I just prefer my tanks to behave this way. However, I'm just really taken out of the immersion when an Su-35 is being gunned down by an A-10 in a Portal match with a T-90 going 35 kilometers reverse, whipping its turret around and shooting every 3 seconds. It's a little ridiculous and it's honestly pretty dated. If Battlefield really still wants to keep that all-out vehicle warfare motto they always be going every game, they're going to have to change it because a game like War Thunder exists now and it has rewritten the rules on how to make vehicle engagements satisfying and fun. And DICE really needs to start taking notes. Battlefield for me has kind of fallen off in the last few years. I didn't hate Battlefield 5, but it was a step back from Battlefield 1. And Portal is also up there with it as far as disappointments go. And I just truly believe that I can never play another vehicle game that isn't War Thunder, that doesn't handle it at least similarly. You play a game like DCS, and I don't really want to call that a game per se, but you play it for enjoyment, so I guess you could say it's a game. That game obviously competes with War Thunder heavily because it has a very sophisticated damage system and very nice modeling system. But a game like Battlefield just can't handle that. It can't keep up. I really want to see DICE pull something out of the bag for the next Battlefield game that can compete with War Thunder, because I think War Thunder has kind of monopolized the armored warfare department in video games. You know, anyone nowadays that plays vehicles in video games, they want to play War Thunder. There's no modern military video game out nowadays that handles vehicles even remotely close to War Thunder. Battlefield I just talked about. I can talk about Call of Duty, but come on. Call of Duty's Call of Duty, and it's always going to be Call of Duty. I don't expect that game to have realistic tanks in any shape or fashion. Even Squad. Squad is... I hate the way Squad does the vehicles. I think they're very underwhelming. They kind of all just drive around like they're on ice, and the tanks don't have thermals or rangefinders, and I don't understand how a game can convey realism through... they're definitely more immersive than War Thunder. I will give them that. As far as the sounds go and the way they operate, in the sense of you have multiple crew members manning different spots, and it takes communication of a crew to make the tank optimally perform. However, the tanks still use health bars. The T-72B3 still drives 30 kilometers in reverse, and the turret can still whip around like nothing. And the lack of rangefinders and thermal imagers really just takes me out of the experience. I don't really feel like I'm driving an M1A2 Abrams in Squad. I feel like I'm kind of just driving an M60 that has an Abrams skin over it. It's kind of annoying. I kind of hate that War Thunder has somehow taken over this armored warfare genre. There's just no game that even comes close to it. I'm not going to keep this commentary too long, so I really just want to see your guys' thoughts, and if you share my opinion that this game has really changed my outlook on how vehicles need to be handled in video games, and it truly has just set a new bar with what needs to get done, how you should make vehicles behave, perform, and I really just hope that DICE and Battlefield are taking notes for the next Battlefield game, because damn dude, I'll tell you what, I play tanks in any other game, and all I want to do is go back to War Thunder. So if you came this far in the video, I appreciate it. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there and see if anyone else shares my sentiment. If you don't, that's fine. Just leave a comment down below, and I'll go through them and see what the community is thinking. Thank you. Oh, and check out the stream also if you'd like. I always hang out. We can keep the conversation going there. But other than that, I won't keep you for too long. So see ya.